A long overdue Oilers Connor McDavid pack.
He called it. It was ugly, but we made it happen.
You might inhale it.
I wouldn't say ugly.
I almost inhaled that, to be honest. I was like taking way
That's
too
how
big of a
deep the
puff.
pack is. He's gonna
It
inhale
was
That was a deep inhale for a guard.
It was.
Mr. Mark Pauline. You, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, Mr. Mark. Yeah. You, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, Mr. Mark. Aha. You, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, Mr. Mark.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back.
We're
back,
back.
everybody. We got Pooch back from his
Yeah.
cruise. We got the reunion here on
Yeah.
set. We got some updated furniture pieces.
Look at that.
You know, and a little I don't know. It feels homey back here.
It feels good. And a long overdue Oilers Connor McDavid pack.
He called it. It was ugly, but we made it happen.
You might inhale it.
I wouldn't say ugly.
I almost inhaled that, to be honest. I was like taking way
That's
too
how
big of a
deep the
puff.
pack is. He's gonna
It-
inhale
yeah,
it.
it was-
that was a deep inhale for a guard.
It was, and it's totally due. It was I mean, an unreal Stanley Cup took us to 7, and that game 7 was one of the greatest sporting events I've
electric.
witnessed, and it was unreal. It was crazy. We are champs. The Cats, Los Gatos, are freaking champions, man. And the Canadians, you know, they can go cry up in
Yeah.
their shitty country.
Our team deserved it. Like we said all year, it was a team of destiny.
Yeah.
And they never panicked. They never panicked. They knew that this was theirs for the taking, and they got it done. And like you said, that game 7 was electric, and we got to celebrate. You got to go to the parade. I unfortunately did not go to the parade. I know a lot of people did. It was a rainy parade, yet the people still showed out.
Yeah.
All our 4 fans
Sick.
showed out.
I just ashed on myself. That was sick.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, dude,
All 4 of our fans.
it was awesome because it was funny because like people tried like dogging it in the beginning because the beginning of where the parade started, there wasn't as many fans. It's like, okay, yeah. First off, they take a 1-second clip, and then they don't realize how many people were actually this place was slammed. First off, it was like hurricane weather. It was lightning was like
it
right
was
all
insane.
around us.
I remember looking at the
everybody's
radar
still
that
there,
morning,
yeah.
and it was just nasty.
It was nasty, and yeah, the fans showed out, and when you see the shots of like when they were on stage, and you see everyone, it was that packed, and it was a really cool experience. Like I had only gone to one other parade before, as the Heat 2006 one, so this was really a cool moment, and like I mean, first off, obviously they're all coming out. You see all the players there. I had Lombi run with the Stanley Cup right in front of us, like going crazy,
Yeah.
hammered. And just seeing the guys like just first off popping off all week, like
All
from
week, bro. No, from
starting
the
that
moment
night,
the night of till a week later.
they were at the elbow room the next morning. They were
Bright
at
and early.
11, like they were going crazy with this thing, rightfully so, rightfully earned,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just an unreal experience, and one that it's one of my favorite. You know, it's right up there with essentially it's this one and the 2006 Heat team, because those two are extra special because
Right.
it's the first in each
Exactly.
franchise, and it was a blast, and to see this team grow and come back from last year to battling it back, and the fact that we blew a 3-0 lead just to make your heart sink a little bit, and then
my
to pull
my
it
heart
off
was here the
it was-
whole
it was
game
awesome.
7
Yeah,
until
dude.
the
Oh
last
my God.
second. Until
Dude,
the last second.
dude. It was
Until that freaking
I don't
shit
think I've ever felt that much
rang,
anxiety in my life.
I was freaking out the whole game.
Yeah.
It was great that we went up with a lead early, but god damn, was that a heart attack of a game.
Yeah, we went up with a lead early. Oh, like in the series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they answered right back. I was like, oh my God, here we go on another
No, it was
breakaway.
1-1 the whole game pretty much, and then
Crazy.
we obviously won up, and the rest was history. But yeah, no, the game was a heart attack. Every game was a heart attack.
Yeah.
But we're champs. That's all that fucking matters.
We are champs. We are champs. And what's awesome about it on the side note, obviously we lost a few guys right
Yes.
after. Honestly, the NHL should do a better job of like literally the draft was the Thursday after Game 7. Like, give the guys some time. Then they jump right into free agency on Monday after. Like, literally the day after the
crazy.
parade, all these guys have to basically sign. It's like kind of crazy. Space it out a bit, but it was just awesome seeing those guys.
Yeah, these guys in the
celebrated
midst
and-
of their Stanley Cup championships.
and then the next day they're on a different
partying,
team.
and then they're like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this with my guys." Yet now here
Yeah.
I am, and I'm going to play for another team next year.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But we lost a few guys, but what I'm happy about is that we kept
Our core.
our core, and then our core for the next 6 years
Yeah.
is unreal. I mean, we got Barkey locked up, we got Chucky locked up, we've got Lundell now locked up, we've got Rhino locked up, and we have one more. And Forsling locked up. Like these guys they're not going anywhere. The core is still going to be there. We got Bob for a couple more years. We still got Bennett and Verhage till next year. If they might be
technically,
doing extensions,
Yeah.
but right now we still got them next year. And then
Our biggest loss was
Montour.
Montour.
Yeah, Montour. I knew he was gonna get the bag. Rightfully so. He was unreal for us, and it was kind of choosing. I mean, you either kept Reinhardt or you kept Montour, and they went with Reinhardt. Reinhardt deserved it, and
I have faith
and-
though. We'll be able to fill those pieces back together.
for sure. So yeah, and obviously we still got some other guys still on the squad like Eki and stuff, but this team is still primed to be in an era of essentially like we can still win. Not only next year, we can we have another
Oh
still.
my god, we got a dynasty.
Our window is still so wide open. Even losing a lot of these guys that the core is right there. Maurice, I'm so happy for Maurice and
So,
it's
honestly
it was an
seeing him
unreal
after
feeling, man.
was
Yeah.
like you knew what was on the line for him.
What it meant for him.
Just
too.
being like a winningest coach without a Stanley Cup championship, but seeing him actually after the fact that he won, you could just feel like that pressure was lifted off of him, and he loved every single.
Dude,
moment
imagine
of
being
it.
him and like you're the most winningest coach without a Stanley Cup. You're fourth in the NHL history, and your team's up 3-0, and they blow 3 in a row, and you're like, oh my god,
the pressure.
dude, am I
Like
gonna-
it's
am I
hard to
not
bounce
gonna get
back
this
from that.
ever? And then boom,
You lose that
took care
final.
of
You
it.
just you're thinking of the fact, like just statistically, you've gone 2
Yeah.
years in a row.
Yeah.
You had a 3-0 lead,
Yeah.
and then you don't win it. It's hard to just get there.
What's crazy is that one, like you're saying, that one game could possibly be, not even possibly, it's pretty much a franchise shifter in terms of like,
1,000,000%.
you lose that game, the Cats franchise, like, I think I don't know how you come
It's
back
like
from that.
you haven't
type
won
of
in
stuff.
30. Now it's all of
Yeah.
a sudden like, are you not going to win for
Yeah.
40, 50 years now?
But now it's like, oh yeah, we
Reset
can win
button.
a few
Mhm.
more.
Well,
what
for
I mean?
him, I mean, you think he retires?
No.
No, right?
No, at least he'll be back next year. Now
Yeah.
I don't know how long he'll be here. He'll be back next year for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. But he's an unreal coach, and the team is just unreal. It's
No,
just
they're
like,
going to want to run it back
oh,
again. That's for
man,
damn
this
sure.
team- and the guys, man, Chucky, the party that Chucky has done.
That was exactly what I was about to say.
It's been Ovechkin level because when Ovechkin
Most
finally
iconic
won-
moment was him with the Stanley Cup in the ocean.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my
Dude, they did it
God.
after the parade too. It was
Yeah.
sick. Him in the Elbow Room was great. Them at 11. I mean, they played
On a
We're-
Wednesday.
They played We're the Champions 7 times in a row. Like
Yeah.
it looked like an absolute blast, and I was super happy I was able to go to the parade and witness that, and then just be able to witness this whole cup run, man. It's been honestly unreal. The amount of merch that I've bought, man, I'm rocking the hat already. I've bought
love it.
so much merch, and it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to be champions.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
Feels
long
good to be
overdue,
on top.
baby.
Feels good to
Yeah,
be on
yeah,
top. So that takes us then to a point that you made a little while ago. How would you rate the finals championships that we've won
In
from
our lifetime?
Yeah, in our lifetime, from best to I guess worst.
So in terms
Or if you want to go from worst to best, however you want to
so
do it.
in terms of best teams, or my favorite experiences, because like if you go best teams,
No, your favorite experiences as a fan. Like as a fan, what would you say is the best run for a championship that we've had?
As a fan, there's only two answers in my opinion. It's either this one or the 2006 Heat. The only reason why I probably like this one more is because not only is it probably recency bias, I'm also old enough to like I don't know, I've now been a Cats fan for much longer, and then when I was 2006, I was 10 years old, and I've been a Heat fan my whole life, but like I was a little kid,
Yeah.
and so that it's just a completely different feeling, because I know so much more about the sport than I did probably when I was 10.
Right.
But the feeling of going to a parade as a kid was honestly just as good as going as a 28-year-old adult. But I'd probably rank the Heat one.
We've basically had 3 Heat championships,
Two Marlins.
2 Marlins, hypothetically.
The Marlins are my last. No offense, I know
No,
you're wearing a Marlins hat. I'm just not a baseball guy.
We were also like you were 1. I was 2.
I was
for the first
for
one.
the first one, and then
the second
I was
one,
6
yeah.
or 7.
Yeah.
I actually remember
I remember we were at Becerra's house.
I don't know if you remember this. No, not even for the. Well, that's true.
That one.
We were
the second one.
We were at your house for game 6
Oh, really?
for the
That
when
I
the
don't
Heat-
remember.
when the Heat won
Oh, when the Heat won.
in 2006.
Oh, yes,
we were,
I
we
do
were at
remember
your,
that.
We were at your house.
I do remember that. That was
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
We were
So
sitting
that
on the
was cool.
carpet right there
It
in
was
front
also,
of my TV.
and then it was also like the pots and pans and like the first, like the Heat one especially it's the first one.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll probably give the Heat one that spot because it was the first time I ever really like the Marlins one obviously but I was 4 years old, like you know what I mean, like the Heat was the real first one of a team that was like, oh my god, like this is insane.
Yeah.
This one is right up there for me. This has been amazing run, and just the fact that like when you're older you also appreciate it more, and you see so much of what goes into these runs that like when I was 10 I didn't know anything about free agency. Now I'm like looking at free agents, like you know what I mean. So that'd be my second one and 2. I'd be like 1A 1B.
Yeah.
And then the 2012 one would probably be third, and then the 13 would be after, just because like it's not that like they were obviously amazing, like it was awesome.
It was one of the funnest basketball teams.
But it
to
was
watch.
also just like you kind of expected it. Like it was like, if we don't win this, like we have the greatest team ever. Like we got LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. Like you've got to win it.
Yeah.
But finally getting them winning after that, the Mavericks one was just as fun, and the one after one with the Bosh, not the Bosh, the Ray Allen 3.
One of the
crazy
craziest moments. Yeah.
But just in terms of like personal feelings of like how like there's nothing that compares to this one in 2006. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
It's just getting your first is unreal. So yeah, that's how I would rank them.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Marlins.
Marlins. Again, we were young. I mean, I think if the Marlins could build something, who's to know? Because it's that concept of a series and everything that goes into it is always crazy.
And playoff baseball
Yeah.
is awesome. I'm not even a baseball guy. I watch playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's like you said, it's hard when you're so young to really appreciate it. And,
Although I will
and it
say-
also depends where your fanhood lies.
Yeah. I
too.
will say there's a kid at the parade that he was right behind me. He was on his dad's shoulders, and he was going crazy. Ekblad threw something for him, and I was like, dude, this kid's gonna have this memory for the whole life. And then I was like having like flashbacks of like me in 2006, like
Well, like
but-
Chuck to that kid, especially if he's like a big hockey fan,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like what D Wade was to us in 2006.
100%. Yeah.
He was that superstar in the team, the backbone of the team. Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument. There's always a couple guys, but Chuck really has
Chuck would
been the guy.
Yeah.
that-
Well, Chuck would probably be the Shaq
I agree.
to
yeah.
Barkov's Wade, because
Exactly.
Barkov's been the
This
guy
is Barkey's
drafted
team.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been, and then we
Mhm.
brought in a guy like Shaq. We brought in a guy like Chucky in that scenario. But
Yeah.
just as I mean, I had a Shaq jersey. Like,
Exactly.
When I was, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, it's
that
true.
was
That's a
Shaq
good
was
point.
my guy. But yeah, it was an unreal, and it's still awesome. Like it's still like I love still. I'm gonna rock this stuff all summer long. Literally, we rocking Stay Tranquilo and Pats gear
And Panthers,
for
let's
the
go.
next couple of months. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it feels good. I mean, hopefully now the Finns can be
I
next.
know, yeah. Well, you know what's
check.
Yeah,
Just start putting the check marks.
the Finns. I mean, yeah, the Finns is our last one.
Yeah.
Like, we've witnessed all the 3 other major sports win.
Yeah, everyone had one besides the Panthers at this point.
I'm saying that the Dolphins have Super Bowls.
We're just in a drought.
before us, obviously, and so witnessing a Dolphins Super Bowl, oh man,
No, this place would burn down.
we were talking about it because I remember.
Like if that's what it looked like for a Panthers, not to take anything away from the Panthers,
No,
it's
yeah.
just
Well, that's what we were saying because the thing about the Heat and the thing about the Panthers is that for the Heat parade, a lot of Miami people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers parade mainly Fort Lauderdale, Broward, obviously Miami guy. There's definitely a lot of Miami people there, but
Miami audience is growing.
the Dolphins is a shared team in terms of like all of Miami will be there.
Yeah.
All of Broward will be there. Like like that. I don't even know where they would do it.
They would have to do it at the Rock, I think.
That's what Julie was saying. She's like it's set up perfectly for it.
The venue is set up for it.
Yeah.
Like you could have a
It's just
fucking
like, damn,
party there, bro.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
They just go around the F1 track.
Yeah.
Literally go around the F1 track, have all the stands just full of bars and clubs and party. That like the liability that would that's the only thing maybe that it might not happen there is strictly for the sake of liability.
They'll burn down Miami.
I think they'd burn down the Rock. Something crazy would
I
happen.
would burn down Miami.
I think a lot of people would contemplate it.
I would start a fire or something.
I mean, even La Carreta for the Panthers was actually like slammed.
Yeah.
I think every La Carreta has to be on high alert.
Yeah.
I think Hard Rock has to be on high alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's safe. I'm very curious to see what would happen if Miami ever won a Super Bowl.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait about 6 months,
Game.
7 months.
So
Yeah.
then, I guess let's talk a little Dolphins actually.
Let's talk. I mean, off-season. I mean,
We're right around training camp
camp's
time.
right about to start. So
And the looming question that Dave's take is starting to maybe make sense.
It's Dave jinxed it. Dave said it way
He
too
did
much.
jinx
did I
it.
jinx
Spoke too
it
much.
or
Listen,
Is
there's
it
still a ton
falling?
of time left.
yeah?
It's not time to press the panic button yet.
All right, look at this thing. Can you slap that for me? Or
It's not time to press the panic button yet.
There's
But
no- even if we don't pay him, it's not time to hit the panic button. It doesn't matter.
I
doesn't
disagree with
matter.
that.
It
I
doesn't
disagree
matter.
with that.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it's a
You don't need
panic.
to pay him.
But okay, but guess what's if you
We'll
don't
pay him-
pay if
we'll
you
pay
don't
him
give
after
him
we
the
win a Super Bowl.
extension, unless listen, okay, let's play the scenario game, right? Let's say Tua doesn't get the extension and they give him his player option this year of like 28 million of whatever it is. Not great for the cap, but what it is what it is, right? You are either going to deal with the looming cloud over the locker room about the Dolphins not believing in Tua, and you're going to go into another year of having that, and then all the players in the locker room are going to be like, is Tua our guy, right? Because you're not going to fucking know. There's that. And that's the question that I don't want looming around the locker room because you're going to have the negative media around you all fucking season long.
Yeah.
Even if Tua plays great,
They're gonna write that
you're going to
down.
fucking have that
Yeah.
haunting you the whole season. And then you have that cloud in the locker room all year long, and I don't want that.
Unless
Unless, and I don't know if it's going to be your unless,
go.
Tua just generally doesn't agree to a term this year and is willing to wait another year, take his money
He's
this
gonna
year.
play no matter what.
No,
He'll
of course
play
he's
no
going to
matter
play.
what.
No,
Yeah,
there's no question about that. And Tua's not that guy. But the question could also be that like Tua's party and the Dolphins just mutually are like, hey, we didn't get it this year. We'll fucking give you your $28 million this year. You have another great year this year, and the contract is going to be great next year.
Yeah.
There could be that question. As long as Tua and the Dolphins are on the same page going into this, then I'm okay with it.
The issue is that Tua's not. I mean, he's not gonna be okay with it because he's looking for that.
Of
that
course.
number. If the Dolphins aren't ready to hit that number, it's not gonna be like an okay thing. Here's the thing: if they don't pay him, and he starts off the season 4-0, crazy numbers again. Then the debate kind of dies off of like, oh, like they're not gonna be like, oh, do they not trust him?
He did it last year, and the question was still there.
Yes.
He was the leading passer.
But the questions more came toward the end of the season,
Yeah,
which
but
is where it matters the most.
without his starting center, without his starting left tackle.
I agree. Listen, I love
An injured
Tua.
Tyreek.
I
Like,
agree, but he's still like, you still have to, and it's not just this year. It's kind of like that has, and it's just a Dolphins thing.
it's a Dolphins thing.
December,
We've
November,
been
we're
this
not
since
great,
fucking we were born.
and which isn't ideal because you need to be great in those months because that's when the Super Bowl is.
Yeah.
And so like if technically, as much as I love him, and as great of a season he had, like he hasn't done anything for us really yet.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, well, the Jags are an idiotic franchise. I mean, that's what I expect from idiotic franchises. But in terms of like a Jared Goff, for example, Jared Goff has taken teams to Super Bowls. Jared Goff led the Lions this year to the NFC Championship, which they should have been in the Super Bowl. So Jared Goff deserves.
I agree. Jared Goff deserves.
But it makes more sense. Tua, as much as again I love him, he put amazing numbers last year. I think he's a real deal. Like, he's awesome. There's two things weighing over him. Sure, last year he was healthy. The years before he wasn't.
Right.
And toward the end of the season, when it gets colder and injuries are happening to everybody, you kind of have to step up. And he didn't necessarily step up into the lengths that we kind of needed him to. And so that it all weighs, because you're also now going to throw money at him for the next 5 years at $50 million. We're going to lose a lot of guys next year. And so you have to know, that's what Dad called me, you have to know that he is going to perform when you need him the most. And I don't think that answer is 100% sold. It's just not. And as much as I love him, he's just like, there's always going to be questions until he answers them, which he answered a lot of them this year in terms of, can he stay healthy? And when he does, he looked like an all-star until really the end. It was not great.
Mm-hmm.
But like now next year, if he stays healthy again and, we make the playoffs again and we win some playoff games, he's going to make more than what he was going to make this year. And he deserves it. But it's just probably what's weighing. Granted, I still think they probably maybe pay him this year. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's weird that they haven't done it yet. And,
I agree.
I
mean, the rumor is basically that the Dolphins are not willing to pay the market.
Yeah. And he's going to want the market. Rightfully so. Everyone should want to
is
get
market
paid.
55 or is market 50? What do you think that number is?
It's probably closer to
55, right?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. I'm sure they're trying to pay him under 50, to be honest with you.
They're probably trying to give him like 48, if I had to guess. Like, I don't think it's that far off.
I don't know. If it was that close, I don't know if they'd. I mean, I guess a couple million.
They're gonna, I mean, they're going to want it. I mean, a lot of it could be also come down to the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
I think that's because some of these, like Trevor Lawrence and Goff, got some significant guaranteed money,
It's
and maybe that's where
yeah.
I think it's more off of the guaranteed money, because that's what directly goes against the cap too.
Yeah.
You can kind of restructure the
rest of it.
The rest of it, but the guaranteed money is, I think, where the Dolphins almost struggle with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Tua's party is maybe fighting it a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. My thing is just, I hate the looming shit going into the season and then having to deal with the media on top of it.
The media is always going to be annoying. They hate the Finns.
They hate us.
It's always going to be there. They're gonna shit on Tua even if we pay him, because if we pay him,
they'll
God forbid the first game is terrible,
and they're like, why are they paying
the whole year
no,
of them not
that's
paying?
true.
Like,
that's a good point.
It's a flip side. It's like,
they
no matter
pay him,
what,
and you're still gonna have to. They're still gonna find something.
So like, no matter what, they're not really gonna trash him. And
Yeah.
even they tried to trash Mahomes, saying the Chiefs were that good this year, and then boom, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So like, you kind of just got to weigh them out. Media is media, and yeah, it's just like, you just gotta hope that. I mean, you gotta just fucking hope that we do it, dude.
We'll see.
I mean, we gotta win at least a couple playoff games,
I agree.
Win the division. By the way,
You gotta
win the division.
I think the division is very, very winnable this year. I mean, obviously Buffalo's still gonna be a good team. The
Buffalo
Jets
sucks.
I don't think they got better. I'll tell you that much.
I think they got worse.
Yeah, I think they got worse. I still think Josh Allen, as much as I hate him, is still a good quarterback. So
he's a top 5 quarterback. There's no doubt in my mind.
Like that, you obviously have to deal with that, and they have a good defense, so they'll still find a way to obviously be good and compete. But the Jets got better too, and I know no one wants to talk about the Jets and no one wants to respect them, and I think on paper we're still the better team. But we still got a competitive division this year. I do think we should be the slight favorites to win it, assuming obviously we stay healthy and we continue to play how we played last year, and everybody takes a step up, including Mike McDaniels, right? Yeah. Who also has had room to improve off of the last 2 seasons.
For sure.
So I think we have the capability, and I think the AFC is wide open outside of the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a big.
It's a big outside.
The AFC is
it's stacked, but I think again it's still Chiefs like here, and then it's everybody else kind of like in this box. It's very
everybody
stacked.
else, and then like the Pats and.
No, I'm talking about the core between like us,
Listen,
the Bengals,
the Ravens.
The
Steelers are going to be much better this year. The Browns are still going to be good. The
Browns
Colts
are going to be very good. The Colts are going to be good.
Like honestly, there's not that many bad teams. In
No,
the NFC.
no, 100%.
The NFC is much easier.
Chargers.
I think the Chargers got worse. To be honest,
I think they got worse. I think they got worse too, but you never know.
Herbert, he's good.
Exactly, and Harbaugh is supposed to be like their saving grace there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
listen, and look, I liked a lot of the moves we've made.
Yeah.
I liked the Calais Campbell one that we just did.
Love that. Some veteran presence on the line. Yeah.
And we'll be able to fill time and get some of these guys a bit more time to come back. And I think, listen, I still think that the way that the team is right now,
I think our secondary and our linebacker core got better too.
We're just as I still think we're a top 5 team in the NFL, and it just so happens that the number 1 team, probably 4 of the 5 best teams in the NFL are all in the AFC, which is sick. So there's that, but I still think if we can do it and we can clinch home field advantage, we have as good of a chance as anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you have to come to Miami, granted it won't be as hot as it would be in like a September.
Right.
But we don't have to play in the cold.
Exactly.
So like that's
a win. That's a win in itself.
That's
100%.
A win. And we have the fans. Like it's a home field advantage, and so
100%.
Like that's the path.
Yeah.
But in terms of I don't know what's happening with the paying, but I think this team right now stays healthy. We have as good a chance as anybody. So
we will see. We'll talk some more Fins as we get closer to the season. There's still a good amount of time. Training camp's going to be coming out soon, so we'll see some practice videos coming out.
Yeah,
which that's always exciting.
It'll literally I'll see the first video. I'm like, 17-0.
Seriously. Oh man. I mean, now it's just that waiting period until football.
Yeah.
But until then, we got a little Copa America. Your boy Ronaldo.
Well, listen. First off, Ronaldo plays in a real tournament called the Euros, while the other shitty midget loser plays in the Copa, which is a much more terrible tournament. I mean,
which the U.S. couldn't even get out of the group stage.
Yeah, I mean, we can probably get out of the group stage if we formed a team. Yes and no. They should have still won.
They still should have fucking
they're
got
idiots for. I mean, the guy who got the red card, one of the most bonehead decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and I do think the U.S. actually does have a really good team, but the Copa is a joke. It's a joke of a tournament. That this guy the fact that he's only won this thing once is already an embarrassment in itself. But yes, he does play tonight, and let's check on the score.
They were up 1-0.
They were up 1-0. Let's see. God forbid they're playing Canada. I mean, let's be real here.
Canada escaped that game. I mean, honestly,
Canada. They already played. This is the weakest. You're playing Canada. Then you got the Euros. Spain, France.
I will say
England, Netherlands.
Colombia looks good.
I hope Colombia beats the piss out of Argentina.
I think Colombia wins it all.
I hope so. I that would be amazing. They have to get past Uruguay, who's not bad either.
No, Uruguay's good, but it's just Colombia just spanked Panama.
Yeah. No, Colombia's good. Rodriguez is playing well, and it's been a really fun tournament. Both tournaments have been good, and it's so much fun watching the international soccer.
It's so sick.
Obviously, my guy, classic. Team let him down. How Felix Bum missed his penalty kick. It's classic. It's a classic Ronaldo story. You can only do so much to lift Portugal out of the hole that they crawled out of.
He's got to score more.
Not for me. And it sucks. If not everybody's born into a soccer country. If some say that if Ronaldo was Argentinian, they'd have 4 World Cups already. But you do where you're born, and he takes much pride in bringing Portugal from nothing to everything, and he's already won the Euros, and he's sitting pretty with his $200 million Saudi contract.
Yeah, no, I mean he's living perfectly fine.
So, but yeah, I really hope if I hope that I'm on my way home and I see Canada shocks the world. I mean, I've never rooted so hard. I mean, we literally just beat the piss out of Canada, like curb stomping them in hockey, and now I have to root for them in a sport that they don't even know existed. I mean, you know what I mean? Like this is the thing that this guy deals with, and it's okay.
Next pod, you know who we should have on the next pod?
We got to get Fern on.
No, and because he fits everything.
Yeah.
Golf guy.
Yeah.
So you talk some U.S. Open with him. You guys can then have a Messi and Ronaldo debate, and then we can get into a little Fins talk with him.
Let's do it, because next week would probably...
Book it.
Actually, it'd be... I'm assuming. Actually, it'd be ideal if they lost and then we bring them on. Because if they won, maybe we hold off.
Who? Because
No,
you don't
okay,
want
I'll-
you don't want Fern coming off the
No.
high of a messy
No, I
dub.
already put down the Copa enough. I've got logs. I mean, listen, when I enter this war with Fern, I mean, my feed is glittered with propaganda and the stats that I have to battle any
You're ready.
fraud Messi fan.
I just want to watch
it'd
it.
be fireworks. I mean, Fern.
I don't know enough
would
about
love- I would
either
love
to
get
be
Fern
able
on.
to even
That'd
intervene.
actually
in that.
be great because
I'll be the moderator.
Then you can decide.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay,
You have
that'll
no-
be the take.
you
You
have no-
guys have to
And
convince
if
me
you don't-
who's the
and
greater
if you
player.
don't pick me.
I'm a dead man. No,
That-
I'm
that'd be
honestly have
good.
zero bias. I don't have a favorite between
Yeah.
the two. If anything, maybe a little bit on the Messi side, just because he's playing for Inter Miami. Like that, and
I'd
that's
like
just,
to announce my retirement from this podcast.
and it's a slight lean. It's like a slight lean, and
I
it's
mean,
just
yeah.
more because of the
course,
team.
Yeah, of course. He plays in the MLS, the worst league in the world. I mean, of course. At 36, we were in the Premier League, but who's counting? Who's counting?
Why doesn't Ronaldo come to the MLS?
Why would he play in this subdivision? I mean,
So he could play Messi.
God, he'd be playing in the minor leagues at this point. Jesus Christ.
It's crazy
He
how bad
he
it
has some self-respect,
Yeah, it's actually crazy how Inter Miami is like on a crazy they're just not playing well at all right now since Messi's been gone.
Well, the team's terrible, and they had to bring in
Luis
seven
Suarez is gone
superstars,
too. Because they're all
to
playing
win
in
a
the
game.
in the Copa.
Yeah, but that'll be fun. We can get Fern on and
Let's do it. That'll be a fun episode.
Yeah.
What else? What else did we say we wanted to talk about?
Well, we've got the Open next week.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that one
Redeem
next
Team
week.
2.0.
Redeem Team 2.0 in the
Redeem Team. I mean, they're
Olympics.
gonna
The
be
Olympics is going to be electric. When
They're
does that
gonna be-
officially start? Like July 20 something?
I think right around
28th, I think, is what it is.
28th, I believe, is when the Olympics start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got-
Yeah, the USA should just basketball team
They're
should
gonna-
run
I think
through
the
it.
USA's gonna sweep like the entire.
Of
They
course.
should. Like, I mean,
If
that's
they
why
lose a
that's
game,
why they're
if
going.
they lose a
No,
game,
I'm
they
just
should
thinking
disqual.
across
Like they
all
should just quit.
events.
I mean, there's
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't say that. It's
We're gonna destroy them in track. We probably win the gold.
swimming
I hope so. Swimming where you should get to.
should be good.
Gymnastics.
I'm very excited for the golf. The
Oh,
Olympic
that's
golf
right.
round.
Yes, I
Who's
freaking love.
going?
It's
gonna be
from the U.S. It's Xander
Scotty,
who won
Xander.
last time. Scotty, Morikawa,
yep.
and Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham Clark. Yep.
And they play as individuals, or they play as
Individuals.
Yeah.
For further, yeah. They all play individuals. Xander won it last time, which was sick. And then obviously Hav.
It's gonna be
defending
dope. I mean,
Norway.
the Olympic golf is sick because bro, there's a ton of good golfers out there.
A ton. You look at the list, and
It's
Live,
crazy.
it's Live and PGA.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
You're gonna
a
get
bunch
everybody.
Of, bunch of other guys.
Bryson had an argument to be on that USA team too.
He should have been on it.
Yeah,
There's soccer at the Olympics.
but I mean that's just based off the rankings.
Yeah, but they don't send their top dogs. Like we're not even sending. Like we're sending
there is
the B
soccer in the
team.
Olympics, but yeah, no one's playing in that.
because they're all in these tournaments.
Baseball too, but no one's playing in it because it's the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I think a lot of like minor league.
It's minor league guys and just like stud college. I think a couple college kids
They
too.
won silver last year. Even with,
Yeah, bro, because our baseball farm system is elite. Like it's
Yeah.
really good.
He sent out like 19-year-olds that pitch 102.
And then
The one they
these
play-
other
what's the-
countries, all their best players are
Yeah.
in the MLB right now, so they're not playing.
What's the one that they played in that? Nightmare.
What?
Messi just scored.
Uh-oh.
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 Nightmare.
What's the?
I don't know. I don't know where he was. I don't know where his
What were you
question was
asking,
going.
Dave?
The other baseball tournament that they played
World
at
Baseball
here.
Classic.
World Baseball.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that
fun.
was stacked,
That's fun
and
because they're not
those
playing
teams are
during the time.
stacked.
I mean, some players still don't opt to play just for the sake of like preserving their arms going into the
This is
season.
Crazy much work. I think the World Cup is coming too.
2026.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I thought they played in 2020 also.
2026 will be the next one, and it'll be here, Canada, and Mexico are the host countries.
Yeah.
So
What's
the
cool about the
Americas-
Copa, at least, is that the finals here in Hard
Yeah,
Rock.
we
I
had
think
the
the
Rock.
US is going to host the Olympics soon also. I don't think this one. I think maybe the next one or the one after. They're gonna host
We're
it.
definitely
know which
due.
one we
I don't
got.
know when, but we're
Yeah.
due for
The
sure.
last one was Atlanta, right, or LA?
Yes.
We have had it in Atlanta. I don't think that was the last one though. I think that was a while back.
I think it was LA.
Might have been LA. But yeah, that would be sick. we have the venues to host things. So I mean, it'd be sick. Maybe we host something
But
here.
wouldn't
in
it
the
be
US.
in different states?
It would be in different states. No, I wouldn't say just specifically here, but I'm sure we would host
Okay.
something Olympic-wise down here at this point. But the World Cup, we'll have games down here at the Rock. They're gonna use AT&T.
Yes. Okay. So
a couple different big venues.
2028. We are the next.
Oh, 2028.
2028.
Next one.
Olympics will be held third time in LA. LA has been the host city, having previously done so in 84 and 32. Los Angeles will become only the third city to host 3 Olympic Summer Games,
So it'll be in
joining
LA
London.
again as the
That's
major.
right, because it's cities actually. It's not the whole.
Oh, it's
'cause,
not.
like, this
Oh,
one's
yeah,
in
true. Because
Paris.
think about it, it was like Tokyo, Paris.
So
Yeah.
this one's in LA.
Damn it.
They probably have like
Yeah.
the most facilities to host.
It makes sense. Logistic travel wise too.
Yeah, like down here, I don't think we have like a lot of areas for like.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a ton of stadiums in LA.
Yeah.
They just built a new one. They built a new stadium. They have the Coliseum. They have.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Tranquilo Sports is huge by 2026.
2028.
Well,
We gotta-
2026 for World Cup.
Yes.
Because we could do some
Get
cool
some
things for World
passes.
Cup,
Yeah.
and then 2028
It's
It's
Olympics.
gonna be Ronaldo's last run because that.
We're gonna have Dave wearing a Messi jersey.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna be.
No
I'm gonna
way.
Be, I'm gonna get Ronaldo number 7 tattooed on my back.
That'll be sick.
By then, the Panthers will have won another 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah, we'll never lose.
By
again.
then, yeah, by then,
Two will then sign his extension by then.
yeah,
Well,
by then. Well, Dolphins will have 2 Super
2
Bowls
Super
by
Bowls,
then.
the Cats will have 3
Mhm.
Stanley Cups.
The
the Heat-
Marlins will have one,
The Heat will
The
sneak
Marlins
in
will
one,
be
and the Marlins. Will,
relocated.
yeah,
The Marlins will be
or relocated. One of the two things will
Yeah.
happen.
and Inter Miami will have 0 still somehow.
This fucking guy.
Pookie.
I don't know why you
Hot
say that
take.
to me.
Hot take:
You will have a
The,
national championship.
UM's not gonna have shit.
The
You're not
Miami-
even make the playoffs.
the Miami Sharks rugby team will win their championship before the Marlins win their next World Series.
Wow.
Our hockey team won't be our football team. I told everyone like I love watching the Panthers, but the fact that I saw a hockey team win up before a football team is beyond me.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's
Wait,
not
Pooch,
gonna
when were you
draw.
born?
99.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because that means you were 2.
you
for
didn't even
UM
see,
one.
you didn't even witness any of the Marlins World Series.
I went to a game when I was
2003.
Oh, 2003. That's right.
Like,
97.
I was
Okay.
around, but I didn't.
The
like,
UM one too. I mean,
I
but he
didn't
was
really
2 years old.
understand basketball when the Heat won the first one. No, 6.
Yeah, you were like.
Yeah, you were
5,
7, 8 years old.
No, 6.
No, I was 5.
You was
2006, and you were born in 99.
Yeah.
7 years old.
I was 5. I'm a June birthday.
Oh, it's 7.
5. Yeah, no, he'd be at
I would
least
have been
6.
5 by then because I.
No, but it ends in July.
99.
Oh no, I was 6 maybe.
You were
Yeah,
6.
you were 6, 7. You were not 5.
I was 6.
You would have to have been born in 2000.
I was 6.
I'm like, bro, my math is not crazy, man.
No, you were 7.
I was 6.
You had
it makes
just
sense
turned
'cause
7.
It's 2024. I just turned 25, so yeah, I was 6 turning 7.
Thank you. I'm like, am I crazy? Because I'm like, 2006 minus 99 is definitely 7.
And then I was in middle school for the big 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I was in high school.
I
my
was
7th and
in
8th
high
grade
school,
year,
yeah.
and then 9th grade year was the last run that we lost in Spurs.
Yeah,
Good times.
good times.
Yeah, I mean,
Olympics-
Miami
God, the
sports
Cats
good.
are goaded.
We got a dynasty on our hands. Dolphins are in the right track. We're due. We're definitely due.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll see what the rest happens with the Heat.
And the college football video game is back.
Yes, I will be playing the
That's gonna
ever
be
living crap out of that video game for the next week when it comes out.
My most viral comment ever was when I commented on the NCAA post saying, "I can't wait to play with FIU to beat UM." But I think I got like 250 likes or something like that.
Because the thing is, it's not even doesn't even need to happen in video games anymore.
'Cause they happen
It
in
just
real
happens
life, yeah.
naturally.
I'm waiting for the Poochie.
The little bro back there, you know.
Little
I can't wait. On week 1, if UM loses,
I hope the Gators.
it's gonna
curb
just be a
stomp
UM roast fest.
them. I hope the Gators curb stomp
We're
them.
gonna win.
We're gonna win. Shut your mouth.
You know, have you seen what the spread is?
No,
2.5 Miami.
I love that. I'm gonna freaking slam Gators money line. Oh my god.
UM made me a lot of money last year.
Yeah, betting against them.
Yeah. I think I
Last time
betted
was-
against them on the Middle Tennessee
Last
game.
time I was in UF was when we forgot to take a knee. We didn't know how to take a knee.
Well,
was the
you stood on. You guys. That's the game.
That's
you're
it.
talking
Yeah,
about,
we were watching that game, and that happened.
That's right. That's right. You have
Pooch was such in a bad mood after that.
I was such in a bad mood. We went out and they're like, Pooch, go. And I'm like, no.
No.
I cannot believe that just happened. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that does it for today's episode. Good to be back,
Yes, sir.
and we'll be back next week for some open talk,
Oh, yeah.
and that'll probably be the most of it. And maybe
Yeah.
maybe a Messi
Yeah, who knows?
Ronaldo.
Let's see if Fernando
discussion.
steps up to the plate. You're scared of me. I know. I'm staring right into your soul right now, Fern. You don't want to come on here. You do not want this smoke.
I want it.
See you next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.